Yesterday was Christmas Day, and Christmas, of course, fell on a Sunday this year. I started off by reading from Isaiah, the 9th chapter, a scripture we're very familiar with, especially around Christmas. Let me read it to you real quick. For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and of peace there will be no end. On the throne of David and over his kingdom, to establish it and to uphold it with justice and with righteousness from this time forth and forevermore. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will do this. Now, that's a prophecy that we probably most closely associate with Christmas. But I want to go back to the verses prior, the preamble to this chapter, if you will. Because in verse 2, it talks about the people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. Those who dwelt in the land of deep darkness, on them a light has shone. You have multiplied the nation, you have increased its joy. They rejoice before you as with joy at the harvest, as they are glad when they divide the spoil. You know, it seems to me rather strange that so many churches yesterday closed their doors so that people could spend more time with their family. And I understand the family is, after all, the basic unit of the church. But I found it weird that when the world was celebrating the coming of the light of the world to this dark place, when the whole of earth was focused on that, the lighthouses had shut their doors. I was a cross-country trucker for several years. My wife rode with me, and she also drove, and we had places we called the Big Empty. It was a collective term for anywhere where there was a great deal of nothing. No people, a lot of the desert, a lot of the northern plains, the Big Empty. And you could travel for hundreds of miles and for hours and hours and not see another light out in the distance. But then, you'd come over that hill or come around that curve in the canyon, and up ahead you'd see it. The light beginning to grow of some city that is set out there, shining its light into the Big Empty. Whether it's Boise or Salt Lake City or El Paso or, I don't know, half a dozen others. Their light lit up what was an incredibly dark expanse. That's our job as Christians, to shine the light of the world in this very, very dark and dismal time. I don't know how people who are trying to go it alone without the Lord even can do it. God is my refuge, and He is my strength, today and every day. So as you are recovering from this wonderful Christmas time of 2022, I'd ask you to remember your primary responsibility as a Christian. Carry the light of the world, into this dark place. Don't just reflect what you've heard and what you've seen. Be the church that God has called us all to be. every day. Not just on Sundays. Not just in a gathering where everybody loves the Lord. Be the light of the world in the dark places and carry the love of the Lord. And like the angel said, peace on earth, goodwill to men on whom his favor rests. That's a message the world needs to hear. Show them the way to the light of the world, Jesus Christ. And until we meet again, God bless you.